Okay, here we're going to find some inverse functions by using some simple algebra, interchanging the variables. So we need to find inverse f of x for f of x equals 8 minus 3x and for f of x equals 10 over x plus 1. So we start with a. If I start with, instead of f of x, I'm going to write y equals. F of x is exactly the same as y equals 8 minus 3x. So now you get a choice. I'm going to have to rearrange and make this the subject. A lot of people will now at this point interchange the x and a y. I will do that. I don't really like doing that, but I will. So I'm going to write x equals 8 minus 3y, and then I'm going to make y the subject. So the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I think it's more mark scheme friendly, which is probably a good idea. So if I want to make y the subject, well, I don't want it to be negative, so I'm going to add 3y to both sides. So 3y plus x equals 8. Then I want to get the y on its own, so I'm probably going to subtract x. So 3y equals 8 minus x. And then I still want the y on its own, so I need to divide by 3. So y equals 8 minus x over 3. So that means that our inverse f of x equals 8 minus x over 3. And obviously that could be written in different ways. You could kind of put it in mx plus c form, but for what we're doing here, that's absolutely fine. Part B, we have, so f of x equals 10 over x plus 1. So I would write y equals 10 over x plus 1. Interchange the variables, so just swap the x and the y around. So we'll say x equals 10 over y plus 1. Then we need to make y the subject. So the first thing you're going to do is, when you've got your thing in the denominator, we don't want it in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply both sides by this y plus 1. So it's going to say x y plus 1 equals 10. Expand the bracket, xy plus x equals 10. And remember, we're making y the subject, so we're probably going to subtract this x. So xy equals 10 minus x. And then at that point, we can divide by x. So y equals 10 minus x over x, which actually does look a bit strange. So I think I might just distribute that x. So I might say y equals 10 over x minus x over x. And you can see that's 1. So finally, the inverse f of x equals, I'm going to say that's 10 over x minus 1, which looks more like a proper function.